never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Hey yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed.
All right, we are live. Hello, why is the screen like that? Let me switch that. That looks better. Hello.
Moved it around a little bit.
I guess we are live. We're still waking up, getting ready. We're
I'm literally eating my lunch right now.
Yeah, it's midday over here.
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. here.
Holy.
And I think Ross is still sleeping. I keep trying to wake him up, but we'll see. And we invited a couple other new guys here with us. So let's go through the comments. Welcome everybody. Oh yes, I should probably get my notes up. Let me do that real quick so I know what the heck I'm talking about. And I just want to introduce everybody to the show. And thank you all for joining us on this fine Saturday. We're going to have a good time. I'm really I'm a little nervous, actually. I'm a little excited, a little nervous. Just want to say welcome to the show. Tell us what you're doing, where you're calling from, where you're checking in at. We're still waiting for Rich. I'm not sure what's going on with Rich. Can somebody text him? Because he was just chatting in our little group there. So I don't know where he went.
I don't know how to get a part of like the full screen thing. It's only a little bit of the top of my phone.
You have to, if you change the angle, like if you go like this with your camera.
Oh, sideways.
But you're fine. Yeah, there you go. So no, yeah, there you go. It adjusted. You just have to, move the screen. There you go. So let's check in with everybody. Here we go. We got Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Jim, thank you, Jim. We've got oh, thank you, Jim. That's really nice. I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like I am. Not- I don't feel that way most times. Um, good morning, Northern Colorado, True Grit, awesome. Arizona, Planet Earth. Oh yeah, Highland Powder, Alaska. Welcome. Let's see. We've got who else is checking in here? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Thanks for waking up so early on a Saturday from Highland Powder, Luke. Let's see. Okay, so I think we're just gonna let some more people kind of populate into, and we're still waiting for Rich
All right.
to come on. And we've got some amazing giveaways today. I just want to kind of run through them a little bit. So we've got obviously the grand prize is Benco. And oh, suck. We just got a message from Stay Spooled. Zach can't make it. Everybody's having a family emergency. He has to go to the lake house to get my daughter. I'm going to have to skip. Okay. So, yeah, we've got a couple people out because of family emergencies and stuff. So, it's just stuff that happens. What do I don't know
Life.
about you guys, but like
That's life, yeah.
this whole month has been so tough for powder
Mhm.
coating. I don't know. Ross just needed Friday to kind of wipe the board clean. We got stuff in the shop, of course, but he just wanted to wipe the board clean to kind of just reset himself.
Yeah, that's me today. That's why I'm at the shop.
Okay,
I had to do a full reset as well.
That's what
yeah.
I'm doing tomorrow. So
I
I'm
feel-
not going to the shop at all today, and then tomorrow we're going up there and we're gonna
Yeah.
do a reset as well.
I feel like this past month I've been getting my ass kicked. The powder
Mhm.
gods are just like,
Yeah. Testing you. That's all they're doing.
yeah.
It's doing that all over the place. Like I thought we were busy, and then every day I think that we're about to catch up. 3 more trucks roll in, so it's
Wow, too busy. I'm here in my man cave, just
Nice.
ready for for this forum.
Yeah. Well, thanks for Mario for joining us. So I don't know if you guys let me turn off the banner here and see. What do I? Oh, here we go. Now, is there a way to show your? Oh, there we go. So, like, yeah, I guess if I turn off the banner, then your names are available for people to see. If you can press the little 3 dots next to the microphone in the backstage area, and just put in, like, see how Triple G has his. Just put in your company name so people know, or maybe your Instagram.
So,
my company name is the same. It's
Yeah.
all my handles, everything. So I
don't
think
know
that
how-
one will suffice.
I don't know how to change mine. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll
The
change
little
mine.
3 dot thing, yeah. Okay, so I
There you
just
go.
found out that Rich has the wrong link. So let me send it to him again. He must have gotten confused on the links.
We'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, I mean,
One
we're
day we'll
just
get the start of this thing, and it'll be smooth and streamlined.
one thing. Yes. Oh, there's Rich. Okay.
Is Rich short for Richard?
Yeah, I think. There he is.
I'm here.
Rich.
Hey,
Where were you?
I was in the wrong studio.
You were the
He's
audience.
looking for us, huh?
Yeah, right. Oh boy, I'm
Hey,
here.
Rich.
Yay, we have a full panel, and I'm super okay. So I was going to get back to like all the giveaways and stuff. We've got the grand prize is Benco 30 gallons. Again, these guys just keep showing up. They were so thrilled with the last show and the kind of reception that we got that Why are you showing 2 now? I guess I'll remove this one. There we go. You're logged in both places, Ro?
No, I don't
I'll-
think so. Or, no.
I'm going to kick one of you out of the studio because it's. Can you hear me, Ro? I don't think can't hear you.
No. There's another one.
Ronan, we can't hear you. I don't know. Can you text him? Maybe tell him we can't hear him. I'm going to remove that one from the stage because I think what he's doing is he's there. Okay, he's going to come back in again. Okay. Getting back to some of the we've got gift certificates from Columbia Coatings. We've got Scott Coates has come up again, and he is giving another $100 gift certificate. Tiger Drylac, thank you to Gabe, is donating 3 5-pound mini packs. Roro, thank you for donating a course again. Who am I missing? Oh, Prismatic is donating $250 for our giveaway today. That's amazing. Plus swag.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Rich, I don't know if you know, but your mic is muted.
Yep. I had some people here, customers I was kicking out of here.
Oh,
so
lovely.
That's why
Now you know how I feel when I'm trying to do a podcast.
Man, what a crazy morning. Crazy. Gee.
And we've got 209. What's up, guys? Scott is call the IT guys for some support, Ronan.
I
couldn't
clicked
hear
something
you.
No, I clicked something by accident.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. I was really happy and excited to know that Prismatic has stepped up to the plate today and stuff like that. So it's really exciting that they are now participating in what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. Sometimes I wonder, is it all worth it? Is it worth it, guys? Are we getting anywhere?
Of course.
I think so too.
I think so.
Yeah.
Everything takes a little bit. It gets a little bit of traction, and I think it would be worth it.
Well,
it's hard to get this many people together on one
it
specific
is.
date.
That's
and
what
topic,
we're finding out,
from
right?
all over the country and all over the continent. You know, it's hard.
It is hard. It's true. So, let's get started with the show, guys. I think we've got quite a few people on.
Where's Palmer?
He couldn't come because
he's got a recital for his daughter today.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's working really hard there to get the family all together and stuff. So I can't blame him one bit. So a couple shout outs before we get, or just, people to kind of think about. First, we have a coder down in Florida. His name's Bob. He actually donated like $1,000 to our after the fires. We did the he donated $1,000 to that cause.
That's good.
And I shot off an email to kind of let everybody know we were going live and everything. And he emailed me and said, I wish I could join you, but his son passed away. So
no.
He owns American. Okay, I'm gonna forget the name of it, but this guy is. If you could think of a godfather of powder coating, this guy is it. And I can't wait to have him on the show at some point, and I hope he does come. He's been powder coating for over 40 years, like a job shop owner.
Wow, a lot of experience. That's good.
Unbelievable. And he is so entertaining, and he has done the gamut from early days, like when coders were shit. Right?
What is his name again? What is his name?
His name is Bob.
Bob. Okay.
Symington,
Let's
and
see. Let me-
it's I just wanted to pull up the name of his company. It's American Protective Coatings, I think, or American Protective. He has a shop in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. His company is so old. His website says .net.
Oh wow,
Oh, just too
that's
old.
cool.
At yahoo.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vintage.
At AOL.com,
Yeah,
right?
AOL.
And anyways, he is just such a genuine guy. Like I said, when I spoke with him, because people reach out to me all the time, right? And he just wanted, he's older, right? He's in his early 70s, but you wouldn't know that because he is so spry. But uh, he has a shop down in Panama.
I feel like I'm in
Um,
my early 70s.
Ross feels like he's in his 70s, but he's in his late 50s, which is why he's probably not here yet. And I got him all set up at home. So like all he has to do is click one button. So hopefully he'll join us when he wakes up. And I said, honey, I made you a cup of coffee,
Uh-huh.
but I left him snoring. So, anyways, please think of, coders go through so much. We were just talking about this, life's ups and downs, marriages come and go, family, emergencies, stuff like that. Please keep them all in your hearts and stuff, because we're at the end of the day, we're just people, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
it really kind of broke my heart, because this guy is just so nice, and I can't imagine what he's going through right now, losing a son. So, please keep Bob at American Protective Industries, or it's APC, I think. If I can find the website, I will. But anyways, there's a guy out there, Bob, powder coating forever. Please keep him in your thoughts. I also want to give a shout out to Lionel Silva, Eye Candy Coatings, who is setting up his shop in Hilo. When Ross broke his hand, he came out. We put him up at our house. He would work with Ross every day while Ross was in the cast, and he has been working. He's been a garage coder for a little while, a couple years now, and he is, you know, uh, finally opening up his shop in downtown Hilo. So I'm just so proud of him, because he's come a long way, and I'm happy that he is finally fulfilling his dream of doing that. So I'm super stoked about that. So just a couple of special announcements, I guess. Anybody else have anything to say?
I'm sure we'll get into it at the end of this, but all the companies we were talking about that we want to shout out for really stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we do that later or do that now?
Do it now.
I mean, you already brought it up. Might as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Like we mentioned a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
Prismatic. I mean, they've just been killing it.
Yeah, they have. So they messaged me yesterday. They just said, yo. And I said, yo, what's up, Prismatic Powders? And they were like, we just want to send you out some powder for supporting our business and, always buying from us. And I told them directly, I was like, I'm in a group chat with a bunch of people, and we instantly noticed from one day to the next how much they stepped up, hooking people up with merch, hats, stickers, banners, sending free stuff out. They just recently did that whole vote thing, everyone that little competition thing. Like that was
The
just
Squid
so
Games.
killer. That was so killer.
It was.
That made me find other coders that I've never seen before. The guy Dry
Yes.
Arts,
Right.
who did those spoons. That's the greatest thing I think I've ever seen in
Aaron,
my
he's
life.
on right now. Shout out to Aaron. He's watching.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
But that made me find that guy. Like that brought such a community together. And Prismatic just came out of nowhere and just went, yo. I don't know if you got a new marketing guy or what's happening, but
it's Lou.
Yeah,
and I think he is new.
I told them like this didn't go unnoticed. Like we noticed instantly as soon as you got they just. I wouldn't really say like stepped up. They just changed their whole like kind of marketing or social media, and like they're just killing it.
Way above and beyond. And like I've been getting like little extra, decals and stuff too. And then like I said yesterday, I got that ceramic coating stuff. That came with a conversation, but still it was, hey, what can I do for you? Well, actually you can do, this. So
like even
Yeah.
Columbia Coatings, I noticed they've been adding like stickers and candy and stuff like that into their orders too. Just like it's the little things, right? Like it's awesome. Like I don't know what it is, but I see a lot of companies just really stepping up and just going a bit above and beyond.
Well, hey, I mean, even Tiger, I had, Gabe is my rep, and he said, whatever you need for the show, we're always donating 5-pound mini packs, whatever they need.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
people really, if people don't use Tiger because of obviously like big quantities, but if people get small quantities, you've never used Tiger before, it's probably the best powder I've ever sprayed in my life. It's amazing.
It is. It's consistency.
And the consistency is great.
From what I've been told, it's their resins that make them special. So they have a very special formula and stuff. Andy says he wishes that the prismatic shipping was better. I love their products.
It's
expensive.
Not on them though, right? That's not
on them.
They renegotiated their UPS contracts, or UPS renegotiated their contracts, and that's out of their question.
Yeah.
Well, John, the CEO, is from UPS, and yes, he spent 18 years at something like that. He spent double-digit years at UPS, and that was the first thing he did when he took over the company. Was he negotiated super low, the lowest. In fact, that's what he told me. He goes, I negotiated the lowest pricing in the company history. So just to kind of give you perspective, Andy, that's we should all be like grateful because John is looking out for us. And it's the little stuff like that companies don't really say, but if we knew that, it opened my eyes when he told me that. This was years ago, now 5 years ago. So they are very competitive and they ship worldwide. So be grateful that we have good change rates.
Kim, if we could just convince them to help us custom coders out with those one-off jobs with some 2-pound and some 3-pound quantities, be fantastic. Just that's the only downside.
Oh, the larger companies.
Yeah. I mean, just Tiger specifically, you get 5 pounds of mini pack and that's it. You can't get a 1 or a 2-pound quantity. And I understand there's obviously economics involved there, but man, it would be so nice because sometimes you just need that one-off job where you need 2 pounds or 2.5, but you don't need a full 5. And when you go for the 5, that price point is so high, you're almost better off just buy the 50 or the 44-pound box.
Like recently I want to change my silver from what I'm currently using. And I went through Tiger's catalog and I was like, I want to buy 1 pound of like 4 of their silvers, but I have to get 20 pounds no matter what. But that's for me is like just shooting samples just to nail down a silver that I like. So I literally don't even need 5 pounds. I need enough to, do a little spray out card. But I cannot justify myself to buy 20 pounds, 4 mini packs just to spray a little card. I'm sure I'll use it anyway, but if I could just get 1 pound of each, that would just go a long way. And then ultimately I'd probably like one of their silvers better. And then that's what I would use from here on out. Right.
Yeah.
So obviously like Rich said, there's like economics involved of why they either don't or haven't yet. But we're all praying that you do because, like I said, I would switch instantly if I could use some of their silvers.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. And I guess that's kind of what is there a need for someone to kind of jump into that to where they're breaking down bigger boxes and shipping out smaller quantities for these high level, companies,
almost like a repackaged reseller.
Yeah, almost like that. It's the only way I know how I would solve that problem. I'm not sure how or why or
like, for example, like if I bought like a 40 kilogram box, divided that into 1 pound and then kind of sell it. So I make $1 off each pound. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's
hell, if there's a market big enough for it, I'll do it.
Well, right. Okay, do it then. Do it because I know some silver.
It's a good idea.
But you're talking about housing thousands of pounds.
Exactly. Thousands of powder.
Like I'm like a 40-minute drive away from Tiger North America, like here in Canada. So
Yeah.
if you do it, you'd have to get it all shipped to America, shipped back to
Mhm.
me when I'm like right down the street.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's I ordered a box of a Tiger last week on Friday. Saturday morning, it was on the deck.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh
But
God,
I got the
about
same thing
that.
going on right now. I ordered a 44-pound box yesterday. That yesterday afternoon we found out it slipped through the cracks. It was supposed to be ordered last week. It never was ordered, and then so my wife got on the phone, got it ordered. It's sitting at the shop right now. Nobody's there.
Nice.
You guys are so lucky.
I get that with Emerald Coatings too. They're like an hour away from me. I get next day shipping, so I make an order as long as it's before noon. It's at my door the next day.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Mario? Do you use Tiger?
Yes,
And-
we use we use Tiger, Cloverdale, that is here in Canada also.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the ones that we use. But I was going to ask Ronan. So
Yeah.
Ronan, when you order these boxes, did you charge all the price to the customer, or you just
Good
charge
question.
like the quantity that you use?
So usually whenever I buy 1 pound or 2 pounds, I just eat the cost of powder. That's like that's a supply to me to get the job done. So I don't charge, I'll just throw out the number. Like let's say it's $500 for a set of wheels. I don't charge 500 plus $67.12 for powder. Extra. I just eat the cost of the powder in that cost. So when I order a big box, I've just eaten the cost of a box of primer, and I use it when I need to, and I'll just charge accordingly. I'll just charge accordingly. Like maybe if I have to primer a set of wheels, I might charge an extra $40, like an extra $10 a wheel, just to use a primer if it's needed.
But I guess you have a lot of boxes that you just use once, right?
I only have one box of Tiger here. That's it. Everything else is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 pounds of just a million random colors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mario, you shoot big stuff like structural stuff, right?
Yeah. No. We paint air conditioning equipments. I mean, like just the cages, and we bought its totes. So because it's a production line, I am a powder coating applicator. So the just is like 50, 100 pieces that are coming, and I have to paint them and check that the sucking pipe is correct, and the powder is sorry, the box is full of powder. That's the only thing that I'm worried about.
Right. Yeah.
It sounds less.
Yeah. No. Some sense is good because I don't have to deal with customers. I mean, my customers are the ensambling line. That's the only thing, and they are just worried if the box or the part is light or heavy. That's the only thing that they have to worry about. But in our area, we have to check that the pre-treatment is it's well done, and then when the parts are coming, because it's a conveyorized line, just how to paint it, analyze the part, and set the guns and start to paint.
Right.
And check. This is
and
like
check and check and check.
Yeah, it's in seconds. You paint the part. Yeah, you move. Of course, I have a lot of pain in my shoulders because I have to move everywhere, go down, and then check and go to the next part. And
I swear to God, I'd love to do a world tour of people's powder coating shops. Ross and I went.
To do that.
Ross and I went down to Poland and saw how they did it, and this shop was amazing. Like they had a conveyor line, but it wasn't like a line system. They basically would rack up the part, and then there would be like a structural thing on the ceiling, and then they would just move the part, whether it was like, I think at the time we were there, they were doing windows, real heavy steel window casings, and they would just move the part and it would just glide on this track on the ceiling. And they had a pre-treatment wash station, and then once it dried, it would go into the powder room. It was just all track. It was just beautiful to see. And it wasn't that big of a warehouse, but it is amazing how much they could do in a small space with that track system. So that's just another way to do powder coatings, right? Especially heavy stuff. So
I want to give a shout out to the cleanest shop I think I've ever seen in my life. You could eat off the floor is Brother Coating in the Netherlands.
What?
Holy my God.
I don't even follow them. Are they on Instagram?
Yeah. Brother Coatings or Brother Coating.
Maybe I
Coating,
can follow
like
them.
Anyway, he signed up for my Patreon. We got talking. I love the guy. I feel like if we were in the same town, we'd be best friends. We just have the same mindset. I just love the guy. He showed me his shop, and you could eat off every single piece of equipment. It is unbelievable how clean his shop is.
I'm gonna check him out, because
if I turn my camera around right now, you'd throw up how gross it is. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, go over to Brother Coating on Instagram and follow him.
His work is just.
He's gonna get like 1 million of these followers, and then everybody's like, "Whoa, what happened?"
Yeah.
What did I do? Well, that's cool. So you got to see a video of what it's like in the background of his shop. Yeah. Wow. He does some nice work too.
Oh, it's really
Holy moly. That's crazy.
See, I think the cleanest shop that I watch and look at every day is 1-to-1 finishing. Oh, Kevin Litinsky and them guys.
Kevin's got
their shop is freaking. Yeah.
I gotta go there one day. He's like really close to me too. He's like 40 minutes.
I keep telling him I'm gonna fly up there and come check it out, spend a week up there. But
yeah, cool. Come hang out with me too.
Yeah, I want to do it.
It's a brand new shop too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that took a while to set up and everything. I remember him talking about it and stuff. It's exciting to be in a new shop. You get reinvigorated. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to some of the topics for today.
Enter drum roll.
Right. Is this the right thing? I wonder if it is. I might have the wrong. No, this is it. Let's talk about the mindset you get into, and the environment, because it's funny that we always roll into, we were just talking about perfect environments, right? But there's also another component, and that is mindset too. And, obviously having a clean environment is essential to powder coating the right way. If you want the perfect outcomes, not to have a dirty shop. There is a question that somebody had also that I'll get to in the, because when people sign up for the show, they can put in a question for you guys to answer. So I'll make sure to tie that one in on this question. But let's talk about mindset and environment. How do you organize before you shoot a part or you start your day? I'm going to do, this guy's parts, whatever. How do you control the distractions? What are some of the things that you do? And I'm going to start with Roro, because I know he has a very specific process, and then we'll go around the clock there.
Oh, I got to try to keep this as short as possible. So I don't know if anyone knows or if people know, but I'm a one-man rent shop. So I do everything myself. So I have to do everything in specific orders. And I've learned, and this comes from my dad teaching me when I started drag racing, is everything has to be so consistent so that you know if there's a mistake of where that mistake came from. So if you do everything in your shop consistent, robotic, like you can, if there's a mistake, you know at what stage the mistake was at. So I chemical strip everything, within a day or two. I start blasting instantly as soon as something comes out of the chemical stripper. I put it in front of fans or something. I start outgassing it. Then I spend a couple of days, repairing stuff, blasting, masking up, then do an insane shop clean. So I'm kind of out of a weird routine right now. I'm in on a Saturday and I spend all morning cleaning. But to me, cleaning is super therapeutic. It's the reset you need, and that will get you into the headspace of when I come in next, I'm ready to go. So you can already pre-plan your mindset to be clear and no distractions. So when I come in on Monday, the shop is clean and I can start coating right away. I've already got my powders laid out. in the color orders that I'm going to do. So if I'm going to do blacks and silvers in the same day, I got to make sure there's, maybe a primer in between, a clear in between that's going to clean out the metallics and the gun and the lines. So definitely everything I do has to be like in color order, just to keep down the, cross contamination or something like that. But yeah, it's just basically keeping consistency. Like I said, I spent the last 2 days coding. So the shop, is teal, it's black, it's gray, it's pink, it's all sorts of colors. So today I blew out the oven. It's like blow out the gun, clean off all the bags. Like even the bags of powder sitting in boxes get dusty. Blow those off as well. I blasted all my hooks already. I blasted all my eye bolts. I have swept the floor. I've cleaned off my bench. Like everything is, like a doctor's office in here at this point. So I think that's super important.
That says a lot right there.
If that was the right answer, I guess.
No, it's 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of covered every single base with that. And I know, Justin, I'm going to switch over to you because yesterday you posted a picture of your oven, of your spray booth.
The booth.
The whole
absolutely
thing was
massacred.
Yellow.
Absolutely massacred. So I don't know I think you guys know, about 3 weeks ago, I lost the main motor driver for my fan. And it's been extremely hard to source it. So I found it, ordered it, just waiting on it to come that way. And during that time, I threw away all my filters, also waiting on those to show up. But work continues. So I got to get it done one way or another. So I've been just setting up a bunch of fans in the shop. And then we have the exterior exhaust fans that we have in the shop. That's what we're using as a booth right now. Kind of just open space. Like we're still spraying in the booth, but we don't have the extraction that we're used to. So you don't realize how big of a difference the extraction is until you spray it like this.
You don't have it. Yeah.
Until you don't have it. It's, surely I could shut down and not do anything, but man, the way the shop is, there's no shutting down. It's ridiculous. So, and then the way this last week went is we had several things on our schedule. One of them being safety yellow, and then a lot of gloss black as well, all industrial parts. But then the way the schedule happened, and parts of this order got dropped off, parts of that order got dropped off. This is a major rush, needs tomorrow. Can wait a little bit. So then the way it fell, we finished the safety yellow yesterday morning. Then it had to immediately, before we could do a big clean out and everything, because usually I like to do like Roe does, do a complete reset, wash the entire thing out, sweep everything out, because safety yellow gets everywhere. And then go into my blacks. But the only thing I had time to do was do a primer in between to clean everything out and then get it back into blacks and then work my way down the black color chart. So like I like to spray, like if I got gloss black, I'll spray gloss black. And then instead of doing a major clean out, then I'll go to semi-gloss black and then, satin black or whatever. So we sprayed 3 different blacks yesterday. And at the end of the day, there's black, there's powder or primer, and there's yellow powder everywhere in the shop. Like everywhere.
Even if you cry, you will cry the color of the last thing you just coated.
Exactly. Like I've had some pretty crazy boogers the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is. Hopefully those new filters and that new motor come in sometime next week, and then it won't be next week that they get put in, but maybe the following week and get back to not having such a big mess.
Rich, anything to add there?
Just Roe and Justin hit it. I'm the same way. The only thing that I guess that I would just touch on is doing all of that. But then when I've got that part in the booth, my preparation for shooting the part, whatever it is, let's say it's wheels, bumper, vintage furniture, whatever. I've got everything right there at my fingertips that I'm going to need when I step in the booth, meaning tweezers, a razor knife. I literally have what looks like a dentistry cart or a surgeon's cart. It's sitting right there. It's got Scott Coates vacuum kit. It's on standby if I need it. I've got swabs there if I need it. I got tweezers. I got razors. I've got anything that could possibly go wrong or problem that I'm going to incur. Extra hooks, tape, pre-formatted green dots, anything that could possibly come up that you don't foresee. And and when a lot of guys talk to me about, Rich, what should I do when I coat and stuff? You want to be in control of shooting in that booth. You control everything. There shouldn't be, oh man, running around. I forgot this. I forgot that. Oh geez, I need this. You should have everything ready to go. And you're in control of a lot of the problems that coders have. I think, a piece of trash fell on my part. This happened. You can control that. To some degree. You know what I mean? So just slow down, see it in your mind, what it is you're going to shoot. How am I going to put my gun? What's Faraday? What settings might I want to use? And just, it's kind of a pre-game thing, right? You're set up so when you go in that booth, you shoot that part, as simple as it is, whether it's an industrial, 100 widgets, or it's a set of custom wheels or whatnot, you know where your Faraday's at, problem issues, all the plugs are in, all the plugs are out, just slow down and control the booth.
Yeah.
Control it.
Great.
Yeah,
In the manufacture. Oh, sorry, I interrupt somebody.
No, go ahead.
You got it.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that in the manufacturing sector, everything is standardized. I guess you guys also, but here is, I cannot talk too much because it's a private company, so I don't want to get in trouble. But what I trying to create is a routine. Like the first thing that I do in the morning is checking the stacking pipes, the hoses. I try to purge all the guns for the automatic guns, the manual guns, clean everything, try to check the electrodes in order for them to not have this kind of carbonized thing that it's not letting the gun to have the guns to have the performance that they need to do. So that's my routine in the morning, and also prepare the boxes or the barrels of the colors that we are going to paint that day. But for me, purging the guns and try to have the hoses as clean as possible is a key for my job.
I think the only thing I'd like to add is set up for the day ahead. So usually what Ross does is he will prepare tomorrow's job today. So he'll blast and, say he's done some powder coating in the, and he's done by like 12 noon, 1 o'clock for the day's work. So what he'll do is he'll go into the blast room. He'll blast whatever the next day's stuff is, or hang the next day. So if it's aluminum sheeting or whatever, he'll hang it all, and then he'll rinse it out. He'll do his little prep wash rinse, and he'll just prepare it for the day before. So that way it dries overnight. He can inspect it and then go right to powder coating, turn on the oven when he first gets to work, and then start powder coating it. So it's sort of like preparing today for tomorrow, so that your mind is clear and clean, you know what you need to do. And it just, I know lots of people that are getting started in this business, that they're working after hours, they're working at night, they're working in the morning, and then doing a night job. So just find what works for you, but it's good to kind of think about that. And I'm glad we're talking about this subject matter.
I feel like we missed a part of that question. Just remember it is like the no distraction thing.
I was going to touch on too.
Yeah. So for example, like if I'm going to do a set of 2-tone wheels and I know it's going to take me literally all day from start to finish, or I've got a really busy day on, I make sure I'm not scheduling people for pickups or drop-offs. I'm making sure I've answered all my emails. I've done all my texting, my posting for the day. I've talked to the wife and said, this is what I'm doing today. Don't call me, please. It's all that kind of stuff. I want my phone in my pocket, my music going, and that is the only thing I'm going to focus on. And that's it. With no distraction, I don't need people knocking the door, delivery showing up, sign this, pay that. Hey, can you come give me a quote on my wheel? None of that, because at that point the oven's running, waiting for me to finish doing the vacuum and wipe tech. And then you don't want to get distracted of, which wheel was I on? What spoke was I just currently vacuuming? Is it clean now because I opened doors and blew some dust off the floor? So doors locked. Both my doors are locked. I turn my office light on as if no one's here. Shut it down, and it's just me and the wheels. That's it.
And your music, because that's
And
what
my
I do
music,
too.
yeah.
I crank the music up. But for me, like, man, so my shop door, where I spray at, my shop door is right there by where I spray at. And I don't have a walk-through door. So it's just a big, slide 20-foot sliding door. So, if I don't want if people walk in my shop all day long, as y'all know, I run another company as well that we share the same building. So, I got my guys coming in and out all the time. And then so it's really distracting. Like when I get ready to spray, I make sure I go out and tell everybody, hey, don't come in here and mess with me, depending on what it is too, right? But it never fails. I get everything set up, music cranked, door closed, go in there, start spraying. Somebody comes in and they need something. Or walk-ins, just random people. Hey, can you do my bicycle calipers for $5? And they want to have a 30-minute conversation about
GTFO, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
There was a time, those plastic, it looks like chain, but it's plastic and it's yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe putting like a little chain, because it's lightweight instead of like a chain. We had that at our shop, huh?
Dude, barbed wire.
Well, so we're fixing to put a whole gate in front of the whole property, I think. And I think I'm going to gate off the powder shop with barbed wire, like you're saying. And a big sign that says, leave me the F alone.
Right.
Most days I'm good to talk to. Then, like this week, it's just been like we were saying earlier. It's been one of those weeks. Man, I feel like I've bitten everybody's head off. So it hasn't been good for distractions walking in, especially when I'm 4 different colors and behind on schedule and that kind of stuff. But the distractions are a big one.
Chris at Retro Powder Coating commented, I always stay a day ahead or at least try that way. I can come in, I can outgas while I clean, then go straight to coating. Great. Great.
I have parts in the stripper right now. So when this is done, I'm going to rinse them off and then go home.
Yeah, and another thing that I do during the painting is try to standardize all my movements, because I'm painting 15 boxes in order to have consistency. I'm painting first the corners and then the number of passes on the top and the bottom and so on. So if something is light, I know what I am doing wrong. Oh, I can put another shoot or something like this. But I'm like Ronan, try to focus on the piece and just concentrate on how many passes I'm doing to the part in order to not miss anything or not make any mistake.
So you wouldn't do 15 boxes starting from the outside, then go inside, and then all of a sudden the last one you just change the routine. It just would make no sense.
No, I do everything the same in order just standardize the movements and everything. So if they say, hey, Mario, it's kind of light, so I can give another stroke or one stroke less in case it's heavy. It's something that I do.
Yeah, like for example, when I shoot wheels, I shoot them in a specific order. I always go outside of the barrel, inside of the barrel.
I was going to ask you that.
Front.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do 3 wheels that way and then all of a sudden do the front of the wheel first on the last wheel. It literally makes no sense. I don't know why anyone would change how the routine
mid spray while quoting saying this is the way I spray it every time.
Yeah. So many good points there,
I think I know what you just referenced.
Yeah, you do.
Let's get into
that. Shot. little subliminal there, but it's all good.
Do you guys do? I'm going to direct this to Mario first. Mario, do you shoot test panels?
Test panels
before you get going on a line?
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't know why. Let's just say, let me ask you this: why do you do that? Why does your company have that policy?
Just to control the quality of the powder, to check if the wash is working properly, if the oven is curing properly, and they make these kind of standards like hash crash and all those things to measure if everything is correct.
Okay, and do you do that, or does somebody else do that in your company?
The technicians are doing that. I'm a powder coating applicator, but I can't see them doing that.
Oh, okay. And Ro, you say you order powder, or you said something earlier today where you order powder, you do a test sample?
Yeah. So if it's like, well, I've been using almost exclusively emerald coatings since I started powder coating like 12 years ago. But they went through few different companies. I think they started using Tiger, then they got into selling Exalta stuff and somebody else. They've discontinued some. So like I found a silver that just no matter what laid like glass, it never did that weird like buildup on the tip, and it shot a bunch of metallics out. I had and it was like the perfect shade of silver. Then they discontinued it. They started getting Exalta stuff, and I just haven't found the right shade. It's just something that doesn't look metal enough. It looks a bit too like blue toned. So I want to just try other silvers. So I got tons of stuff here myself. If a customer says, I just want a silver, then I'll just use another silver as like, that's the test sample is their stuff basically. I mean, obviously if it screws up, I'll strip it and redo it. If they don't like the color, I'll strip it and redo it. But I don't want to shoot, a sample card. I'm trying to see if I have one laying around, something this big and go, yeah, that color looks great. It's not real world testing to me. I need to do a full wheel. I need to do a valve cover, brakes, something that I shoot.
You can compare.
I can compare, exactly. So I need to test. So I don't do test samples. I won't do like a little card or something like that. I want to do a full set of wheels and see what the issue is with the color, if I like it, etc. like that.
That's really great. I'd never even thought of doing it that way. Rich, anything?
Yeah, whenever I have a new color that I've never shot before, I've got I do work for an aviation company, and they give me all their cutouts when they cut their panels, their aviation panels, control panels. So I have like this nice, it's about 12 inches by 4 inches clean aluminum. And
so you can compare that to something.
Yeah, and it's big enough to wear. So if I get, a new color that I'm going to shoot, you know what? I just real quick, it's perfect. Here's a great way to also, guys have defects and they can't figure out when you have a nice clean piece of aluminum, there's nothing that can be defective here other than there's no process. Scotch-Brite it, air it off, shoot it. Then you know. There's no water, there's no fish eyes on it, there's no back ionization. I mean, this is clean aluminum. It's the best you can get for testing out a color or a panel or your process. So if it's a new color that I haven't shot, I'll real quick shoot that. I'll count my passes so I know that I'm at 2.5 to 3 mils, exactly what the manufacturer, what the TDS says. Put it in the oven, pop it in, flow it out. Yep, that looks like what the sample was that Columbia had or Prismatic had. And now let's see, is it going to, as we both know, you clear sometimes and it changes that color, right? So customer picked REL, 5013 or something, and then now he wants a clear coat. Well, it's going to change it a little. So now
1513
make it a little bit more milky.
Yep. So now you can look at it and say, what happens when I put it on my Q panel here? Oh, yeah, that looks okay. Or no, we don't want to do this. Come on in the shop. Let me show you what happened when we cleared it. It changed the color that you wanted. So it's just nice sometimes when you have them, you got that color you haven't shot, or you want to experiment. What would it look like if we went with fog clear on it? What would it look like if we use Casper on it? You know what I mean? And then you could show that also to the customer. So I try to do it when I got time.
I got to jump into 2 stories based on what you just said. So, and based on what I said. So about the whole sample panel. So I contacted Emerald Coatings and said, I need a color that looks like, a dark royal blue, specific color. And he said, I'll make you something. So he made a color, he named it, he shipped it to me. And for the life of me, I could not get this color to stick on a wheel. I tried every setting on my gun you could possibly imagine, and it just spat out. I've never seen it happen so much is when, all the metallic sits on the tip and then all of a sudden it explodes onto the part.
Right.
No matter what was happening, that would happen. No matter what settings I changed, it wouldn't stick to the part. It would blow off. So I ended up blowing everything off and just coating it another color. So I contacted Andrew at Emerald Coatings and said, I explained all that to him. And he said, that's crazy. I only shot a sample panel, which, again, of those little cards, he's like, I shut it on that, and that's it. So now that you've actually tested it on a wheel, I have to make some changes. So he made some changes, whatever he needed to do, and sent me some more powder. So that's why, to me, it's important to do real world on a part that you're going to shoot instead of a little sample, because you don't even have to ground that little sample and it's going to stick. You're not coating it enough to, have all this metallic, sit on the tip and shoot out or whatever. But then based on what you just said, Rich, is when you clear coat an RAL color. I just did 2 of my own wheels in an RAL color I've never used before and cleared it. Before the clear, I loved it. And after the clear, it pulled out some weird, like greeny blue pigment. And it changed the color ever so slightly enough that I had to strip and redo them. And they were my own wheels. So I was testing the color on my own stuff. And ultimately, I didn't like it. So I know now if I'm going to use that RAL is to never clear
it. Somebody had a question about cleaning. How, I guess they wanted to know how often you guys clean, weekly, monthly, but I think we kind of covered that a little bit. Like
daily,
daily.
I mean, there's different levels of it. There's a daily clean, there's a weekly clean, and then there's a monthly clean. It's just like how far we digging into it.
The 6-month clean, if you've not, I have a rule: if you have not touched it in 6 months, throw it away.
Exactly.
Oh,
just get rid of it. There's no need for it in your space.
Even powder?
I'm not sentimental towards anything. I throw it away.
Just like random stuff, like if I kept a whole bunch of wire for no reason, just to like loop up parts for the chemical stripper. If you haven't touched it in 6 months, throw it away. Like you don't need that just sitting there.
Right.
Just like random stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, as far as the test panels go, I don't necessarily shoot the whole, and if it's a new color like Rich was saying, or we're trying to figure out what the, matte something, if we're trying to matte something, then we'll do that. But I don't typically shoot test panels. I do shoot bar blades. They're called bar blades here in my part of the world. I don't know what y'all call them. But basically all the bartenders around here, they carry them. They got a little loop on the end. They're stainless steel. They pop bottle tabs off.
Oh, yeah.
So I shoot 2 of those with everything that comes through the order, one to keep for myself to hang on my wall, and then one to give to the customer.
Oh, I like
and I tell them when I give it to them, hey, beat the hell out of this. Like, scratch it up, beat it up, use it, real world application. If it ever fails, let me know, and then we'll take a look at it. And then I have my own that I can test too. So then I know that my processes are working, and I don't necessarily test every one of them, but if I feel like something's a little off, then I'll go back to the last one I shot. And, okay, let's do some little testing here, figure out what's going on, do a crosshatch, or, beat the hell out of it with a hammer or something like that, and try to figure out what's going on there. So I don't do it beforehand just because my processes are so, like Rose said earlier, pretty much automation. Like I know exactly how it's going to happen. So there's no sense in me doing one beforehand, but I always do one with the order so that I know what's going on.
Yeah, and I guess Scott says I shoot Q panels just to hang on my swatch wall. Really? Yeah, I mean we do that too here. Like if it's always good to kind of get in the habit of, if you've ordered a new powder, you might as well spray a panel so you have it on your wall. You don't have to ask the powder coater company to send you a swatch or whatever. So
and it just looks so much better. It just looks so much better. You can show them a nice big 12-inch panel versus that little aluminum swatch or computer screen. It just looks
right.
Just looks
Ion Coating sells Q panels. Support coders that support coders.
That's right.
Yeah. I just ordered from a new company called ACT. So we'll see. They're shipping out the panels Federal Express. So I'm like, oh God, how much is that going to cost? But we'll see. I'm supposed to be getting them next week. So
another thing that works good if you don't have Q panels or access to, go to Home Depot or Menards or someplace like that and get the plain switch covers. They're just the plain, like when you're gonna take a switch box out and put a cover on it, just a safety cover. You buy them. I don't know. You buy a box of them. They're 20 cents a piece or something.
I love that.
Good idea. That's a good idea.
Holes are in them already. Put it up there. Shoot it. Boom. You got it. And these become a big storage issue because it's a big panel. So it's a little bit, obviously a little bit easier to manage, but I've got boxes of those sitting around, and it's steel, right? Again, here we got clean aluminum; those are steel, so it gives you another way to check your colors and your panels for your customer.
Yeah.
That's why I like those bar blades. They got the big hole. I mean, they're a little bit thicker and a little bit longer than your standard, little swatch panel, but they got the big hole in each side of it. So you can lay it down on whatever you're trying to match. And like, oh yeah, I could see through this. I like those. And they're cheap, relatively cheap, and already got a hole in them too.
Yeah,
I used to use switch covers like Rich was talking about, though, back in the day before I switched to these bar blades. And the only reason I did that is because I like a few adult beverages every day. So start things like, man, what can I do to give out?
You could coat the bottles too if you get the Bud Light bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Those as well.
Yeah.
I used to do pop cans all the time too.
Really? So when you did that, were you just scuffing them up and then spraying over the sublimation or whatever?
No, I just shoot them straight over.
Shoot them straight over?
Yeah.
So I've never
nothing would ever bleed. Like I could do a white over like a Dr. Pepper can and it wouldn't bleed red.
Really?
So I just always had cases of pop sitting around here. Like I don't anymore, but I would just be like, well, I might as well just coat it. It's metal.
Well, I mean, I have these monster cans everywhere at the shop and at the house. I just never tried shooting one. See what happens.
Well, I'm ready for a giveaway. How about you guys?
Of course. Let's go.
Let's do Columbia Coatings. We've got two $50 gift cards. So I'm going to try to remember how we do this, but we have a giveaway tool.
Again, I don't think that enough can be said about Brian Talley and his crew for how much support they give the custom coaters.
Oh, gotcha.
Prismatic, we talked about Prismatic, but Brian is always there, always ponying up, and he's in the group all the time, willing to troubleshoot or help out. So shout out to Mr. Talley.
And the word on the street is they give really good shipping rates to Canada too.
Oh, really?
From what I've heard from a couple Canadians, they said, because I literally have never ordered Columbia Coatings before because I thought they didn't ship to Canada. I talked to a few Canadians recently, and they were like, "Yeah, I get better rates than other places." So I'm gonna have to try them out.
Right. Let's throw up their. They are sponsoring this part of the show, so let's give them a shout out. And so
that's good.
How this works is if you go to the comment section, if you guys are in the comment section, doesn't matter where you're listening to the show. What I want you to do is we need to think of a word. I think I would just put powder, POWDER. So we're going to use this tool that's and all you have to do is put hashtag powder into the comments right now. So we'll let everybody get a chance to pop in the comments. Hashtag powder if you want to participate in the giveaways. There you go. Scott, Luke, we're going to give away a $50. We've got two $50 gift cards. So there'll be two winners. So go ahead over there right now and populate the word powder, hashtag powder. So let me share my screen and we'll show the giveaway tool. And so let's see, powder. And I don't know how this tool works, but it's actually quite cool. So can everybody see the screen? No, not yet.
No.
I have to share it. I have to switch. There we go. So yeah, hashtag powder. Is everybody up there? But do it now. Hashtag powder for two $50 gift cards. And I'm going to head over there right now. It looks like everybody's in there, huh? Hashtag powder. We got a lot of participants. That looks like a lot. Is everybody done? Hashtag powder.
How many people is it?
It says we've got 20.
Oh,
that's good.
That's crazy because I probably follow 1,000 powder coaters. So where's everyone else?
Yeah.
Well, we are trying some different time zones and different days. And so it's kind of hard to, until we can find a groove on that, we're going to have to just kind of take stabs at it until we can find the right time. Lots of people have things to do on weekends. So, we understand. Okay. So click okay. So here we go. We've got 18 entries. That's pretty good.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck, everybody. Let's see.
Go. Can you guys see the names?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nassim Ibrahim Coatings. All right.
Good.
Congratulations. Nassim. Okay. Can somebody write that name down for me? Just take a list.
Wait.
I can.
Wait. Yes.
Literally playing with a pencil.
Nassim Ibrahim Coatings. Got it.
Do you want to just write down that he won the first $50?
Yeah, write down what he won, and then text it or email it to me later so I can follow up. Okay, so we're gonna draw again because there's 2 of those. Here we go.
Hey.
SC8s. Okay. How does that? How is that? How he says it? Skates. I love
skates.
it. Okay, I finally got it. Skates powder coating. Congratulations! You won a $50 gift card to Columbia Coatings. And I think you can just apply it to any order. So it'll just what they do is they just give you a credit online. So if you don't have an account, go ahead and make one now, and then they'll add that to whatever you want to buy. Okay.
All I do is win.
Is that what he says?
Yeah. I just realized I can see the chat. Oh, he said take a screenshot. Just take a screenshot of the word. But
yeah. My feed is slow. The comments are faster than the stream. Well, sometimes, it just depends on your area, right? Let's see. Okay. Let's do one more. Ro, are you up for your? Yeah, let's do yours. So,
good luck, everybody.
Tell me a little bit about what you're doing. Is it $100 gift card or is it? I don't know what the value is.
No, it's so I'm giving away a free course, which is the valve cover course. So it shows my entire process of how I refinish a valve cover. All the efficient ways to get it done. I've probably done over 1,000 valve covers. God, I feel like I've probably done like 2,000 valve covers. It just shows the, ins and outs of how to do a valve cover. It's video through Patreon. Also, I just want to totally self-plug right now because why not? I'm also doing another giveaway, which is part of, not a part of this. I'm giving away a course on my brake calipers as well, the whole tutorial of that. The way to enter is to become a monthly subscriber to the Patreon. So anyone who currently is a subscriber to the Patreon is entered. Anyone who enters from here on out until May 8th gets entered into winning that course as well.
Okay.
I won the last one. I won the last one.
Yeah, you didn't take it
yet. Designs. It was amazing. So I totally recommend it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, testimony right there in the live.
Absolutely. Ro's videos are bar none the best out there.
Yes. And I'm going to visit him in September. I hope he's going to open the door.
Yeah, you guys are in. Well, just so you know, if you put in hashtag powder, you're still in the running. So what happens with this is it'll exclude the guys that just won. So you have the more we do, the greater the chances of you winning. So let's draw again. Here we go.
And whoever wins, just
we need music.
Reach out to me directly, I guess.
Joe.
Hey.
All right, Joe. You're a winner. Congratulations.
Just shoot me a message on Instagram or something. It's down here somewhere.
Thanks for
Joe,
joining
I'm fixing to head to your side of the world right now. They're here after the show. I'm heading over close to where Joe is.
Where's Joe's shop?
I think he's in Texas City, which is like in an hour and a half away from here, or Alvin, somewhere. It's somewhere south of where I'm at, but we're heading down that way after the show to go see some family.
Awesome.
Yeah, I talked to Joe a couple years ago. He's an electronics wizard. I think at the time he was making control boxes for ovens and control panels for booths and stuff. Well, I tell you what, he gave me some great insight and whatnot on electronics and setups and whatnot. So he's kind of got those programming down of those PIDs. If anybody,
he does, because he struggled so hard with them at one point that he just pushed through it. Right? Yeah,
became the master.
That. Yeah, he became a master. Yeah. I guess that's kind of like a really kind of an insight there. You know, if you don't have the answer, you have to push through, right?
And figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that concludes that first. Now, as every time we go into an giveaway, the giveaways are more and more and more. So I think that's going to be kind of cool.
So stick around.
So stick around. Yeah, you want to stick around. Okay, so let's get back to the questions just to kind of start. I think the next question that we had was kind of around why prepping certain substrates in certain ways. Is there a way to, why do you do it? And what's the difference between mechanically clean and chemically cleaning your parts? And I think, Rich, didn't you that was one of your questions to pose to the group, right? So I'm going to start with you, Rich.
Well, it's you've got the down and the dirty, which is wash and wax basically hanging a chute, and then you've got the blasting, of course. I blast everything. Okay, that's just what I do. That's included in my price. I feel confident that way. I chemically strip it, rinse it, neutralize it, wash it, put it in the oven, dry it down. Gets blasted. If it's steel, it gets primer. If it's aluminum, it's still probably going to get primer, and then top coat's going on it. But I just, I'm set up for blasting, and I think it's just a better, mechanical adhesion and whatnot. But that's not to say, and I'm not, I don't want to start argument, because absolutely, if I was set up to do phosphate washing or zirconium or something I absolutely would. But I'm just not set up for it. So that's why I choose to blast everything.
So it was me that brought that up in our chat the other day. Like just when we were spitballing ideas and things like that, like, hey, when to mechanically clean, when to chemically clean. So I do a little bit of both, right? I'm not set up to blast at my shop. I don't blast unless it's under 6 feet. Anything under 6 feet, we'll blast. 6 feet long, 4 foot wide. But anything over that it gets outsourced down the road. They're real good customers of ours. I'm good customers of theirs, and we work well together. And I can't get permits to do any large scale blasting at our facility. So a lot of things, if it's not already painted or primered or powdered or have ridiculous amount of rust, it can be chemically cleaned, and it gets hit with we sand it. There's a sanding process, then there's a degreasing process, and then a phosphating process. And I would be willing to put up some of my chemically clean parts against somebody else's sandblasted parts. It's just, you got to have the right process down and know what materials to do and when not to do it. And not saying I have the best process, because I test stuff to fail all the time. I'm always trying new products and different things to try to streamline that side of the business.
It's always good to kind of go back to the jobs you did and see, how they're hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
You do some field testing, right?
Well, see, like going back to Joe, I know that he does this too. He's got a client that he's been testing different things out for years. He was actually making a post about it the other day, and I was kind of following along and adding my 2 cents in on it too. So around our facility, I have different parts that I have coated and prepped in different ways. And it's Texas heat out here. It's 100 degrees year round, damn near. Humidity and all kinds of stuff. And I have their AC racks is what they are. They hold our mini splits for the offices and everything. I prepped each one of those, or 6 of them. I prepped each one of those a different way and powdered them all at the same exact time. And they've been up there for 4 years now, and I haven't seen significant failure across all of them. Now, the one that got no prep, yeah, we see a lot of failure and stuff like that. But that's just one way we test different things to see. Like, and I physically see those every day. I get to look at them. Oh, well, that's starting to look bad after a bad rainstorm or something like that. And I'm interested to see what it looks like, 10 years down the road.
Yeah, just a question for all of you guys is for the new guys that are just listening to us. So according to the books, you have first to clean it mechanically, and then after you blast or you sandblasting or whatever, you have to clean it chemically. Use
We don't have to.
Am I right? Yes, you have to, in order to
yeah,
remove
technically,
all
yes.
technically, yes. Is there any case that you don't use a chemical cleaning? No, I don't think so.
I blast and I blow off with air, and then I coat. That's it. I don't use any acetone. I don't use any mineral spirits or water. I don't wash anything after blasting.
Okay.
I just blow it off after blasting, and that's it.
That's it.
When it's a small part,
full sets of wheels, bumpers, like whatever.
I think what Mario's talking about is like for AMA certification, 2604s and stuff. They, there's a very specific formulation or process, to fall under AMA 2604 or 2605. So I think that's
there's procedures that have to be. You got to have a certain blast profile and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
SP6 or something.
And that's really the crux is, what can you afford in your business when you're building from the ground up? I've looked at $1 million, chemically stripped tanks. You know what I mean? Not here for us, but I've been to shops that have that, and it's truly amazing what you can, but it's very expensive to start a powder coating company from the ground. You either have to have money or you've got to have grit, time, and and then slowly build your business up. So it's important to kind of think about what your long-term plan is, right? I mean, you do want to get to the point where you're, if it's steel, you want to have the blast facilities that if you're getting a lot of steel stuff, you want to kind of invest in, if you can. I mean, but if you're limited by permitting, this is some of the things you should think about when you are moving to a new location and you're starting the business side of it. Is permitting and what's allowable in the area that you're in, and it is what it is, right? And I think listen, I've seen, I'm not going to name names, but I just got introduced to a new company. They are huge. They do 37 million in steel fabrication, and then they've got a powder coating side. And Ross went to visit them the other day, and he was mortified. Because they were powder coating right over the rust. And he walked in and checked it out. Now they're mitigating some stuff, right, to get better at because things have gone downhill in their processing. But what do you do when you've got employees that have been powder coating over rusted steel parts for ages, and then you've got to retrain them? But he walked in there, his stomach just started turning over, and he just wanted to run right out because he knows it just didn't feel good, right? So you have to feel good about it, and you have to be confident about it. So it's a matter of how well do you feel confident putting out what you're putting out, right?
Exactly. What kind of risk are you willing to take with your company name on it? Like I was reading in the chat just a second ago, somebody said, I blast everything unless the customer asks for it not to. I don't leave that up to my customer.
No.
When they, so like, and you guys know, maybe some of the guys in the chat don't know, I used to be custom and now I do mainly industrial stuff. We pick and choose the custom stuff. I don't give them the option. I look at whatever they have, whether it be a drawing or they come to the shop and show me. I tell them, hey, this is brand new material. I can chemically clean this and coat it. What's your lifespan? What's your expectancy out of it? This is what I suggest we do. The end all be all is I'm going to sandblast this, or I'm going to do. I make the final decision. I don't give them the choice. And if it's got paint, powder, or rust on it, it's getting sandblasted. Yeah. We do a lot of sanding and washing, and I learned a lot of that from talking with Kevin over at 1-to-1, because they don't blast a whole lot of stuff, and those guys produce phenomenal work. And I'm always trying to learn on the chemical side and testing things out. I have a few jobs that it's not for longevity. They need it coated right now, and what it looks like in a week, it doesn't matter. So at that point, it doesn't make sense to charge them, $25 a foot for blasting, or something like that. It's not purpose. But I don't give my customers a choice. If they say, "Oh no, it's already blasted," or this, I'll be the judge of that. I take care of that.
Hey, Kim, guys, I have to leave. So thank you for everything. Sorry,
thanks, Mario.
Okay, guys.
You're my guy.
I will call you.
Yes. Thank you. I like this comment. 50 mile an hour paint job looks good driving at 50.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People who leave that stuff up to, or how am I saying this? People who give the customer options for stuff like that or not, it's just mind blowing.
Right.
No,
clear.
It's my job.
Clear or primer should not be options. It shouldn't be add-ons.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Include that in the price.
That's what it takes to get the job done. Like it should not be an option.
I agree.
And then the people, like I see it in the groups all the time. People saying, "Oh, I coat stuff. I live in a hot climate, and the customer's going to drive it once a year. It doesn't matter. Like it's not. Why should that matter? Like it's going to get moisture or humidity at some point. Like just primer it and charge for it. Like if that means you don't get the job, then you don't get the job. That simple. Like it blows.
Because the flip side to that is you give them the option. It doesn't matter that you've talked to them and explained it to you blue in the face, and you give them the option. In a year, when that fails, they're not going to say, "Oh, he went over it and told me this was going to happen."
Yeah,
they're
no,
say,
exactly.
Justin didn't blast it. And then my biggest thing is you don't know who that person knows. That one wheel job might turn into a $40,000 annually, line job later down the road, or contract. You don't know who they know, and you don't want in a year your powder's flaking off. And like, why is it? He coated right over the rust. Oh well, So they're not going to tell you about all the conversation that you had.
I was talking about stuff like that on my Instagram story quite a lot lately, of people not coating like the part, like where the tire would cover. People just like not coating that. It just looks like absolute shit. You're not really saving yourself, the extra time and powder for not coating, 4 inches between the beads.
Yeah, what's it using? Like, it's not even using, half a pound to powder. I mean, not even a quarter of a pound to spray the barrel.
Yeah, so I mean, on the flip side, right, like the front side of the wheel and the inside of the wheel is great. So let's say that customer goes to a tire shop. The tire guy goes, "Wow, who did those wheels? They look amazing." "Oh, Ronan did." "Wow, I'm going to use him." They peel the tire off and go, "Oh, wow, never mind. I'm not going to use him. It's been a year. The beads are already corroding. He didn't do this part." And then the customer might say, "Oh, well, I thought he did do that part, but he put the tires on for me because he also did tires." So now you feel like the customer feels like they've been cheated a little bit because they didn't know you didn't do the whole wheel. You don't. That tire shop can say, "I'm looking for a new powder coater. I don't like what my guy does now. He doesn't do the, where the tire covers." Pulls your tire off and go, "Oh, well, neither does this guy, so never mind." You always have to think of the long run of who can potentially see. And like Justin said, the customer's never going to go, "Well, actually, hold on. He did a really good job, but I didn't get the primer because I'm a cheap motherfucker and I don't want to pay the extra $20 for primer." But, think of the longevity of your work and think of who else can see it, and that the customer is going to be your marketing.
Yep. Word of mouth travels the best. And then that's something on that same, like you talking about doing the barrel. One of the things that bothers me, and I get it in my shop a lot when we're redoing wheels, is there's 2 or 3, garage coaters around us that they'll do wheels like we were talking about yesterday, Rich, for $100. They'll do a whole set for $100, but they don't. The way they hang them is with a chain around the barrel, and that drives me absolutely insane. For the same reason, like what Roe's talking about, when it looks like absolute trash when the tire's not on there. And then I tell them, oh, well, you're not going to see it. The tire's going to be on there. Yeah, but you're introducing corrosion spots. You know, how many compressors are they filling up? Are they going through they're going to have moisture in the air. Like if you get a flat tire, you're getting moisture on there. And then that chain, the chain imprint around it just looks terrible.
Yeah.
Not to mention if you get a flat and you put that slime stuff in, that slime stuff's like really acidic and that could actually eat wheels like crazy. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
So
okay, Taylor, she won the Benco last time. She's back watching the show again. So thank you, Taylor. It's good to see you. I saw her at Powder Coating Week too. She came up on the last day and introduced herself to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So she's a powder coater for a bumper manufacturer, and she uses MEK before she does any coating. Can you guys comment on what she's doing, and is there something better out there? We don't use MEK. So she's doing steel bumpers, I believe, is what she's doing. Do you guys use MEK, or what do you use for steel?
Nope.
not all at once.
Raw, like with mill scale and stuff on it.
So like say manufacturer bumpers.
If I had and it came in and it had mill scale on, I'd have a tank of muriatic acid. Throw it in the muriatic acid, let it sit for an hour or so. Then I'd power wash it off, and then I would go right to blasting it. Blast it, get it prepped, and then bring it in the oven, dry it down, and primer and coat.
I'm not sure if they blast. Maybe she can comment below, but I'm not sure if they blast before they coat.
I've never seen a manufacturer blast a single thing in my life, so I doubt it.
Yeah,
any bumper from like rough country, it's never blasted. You buy any rock sliders, never blasted.
No,
it's just the coats. Obviously, they're doing something chemical, like she's saying, they're doing some chemical treatment, but it's not blasted.
Right.
We use OSFO, which is a phosphate rinse.
Right. I've used OSFO a handful of times. I didn't necessarily like it, but I didn't dislike it. I just felt like it gave it a weird tint underneath, on the substrate, and that I was nervous about spraying over.
Right, it can. I wish Ross was on because he's so good with prep processes and stuff. But
I mean, what I found more than not is if you use chemicals on stuff and you're not blasting, what can happen is if you don't clean the oils off 100%, you're going to see that in your coating. You're going to get the weird, like blobby, run sag kind of looking thing. As
tiger stripes.
As well as that as well.
Blotches.
Tiger stripes. You're introducing possible lint into it as well. You're not reclaiming any of the chemical. Is going to drip all over the floor, so it seems like you're wasting more than if you were to blast it, because you can reclaim your media. And what I've noticed is if there's a lot of corrosion, like let's say in aluminum wheels, and you do clean them, if you're not going through another like outgassing or drying process, or you're just blowing it off, if there's pinholes in welds, there's tight crevices or areas, you're going to have that stuff sit in there and you're going to miss it. When you go to the coating, put it in the oven, all that stuff's going to come back out and ruin your finish. So I feel like there's too many risks using chemical, or your process kind of goes back and forth a bit too much than if you were just to blast it, blow it off, coat it.
So real quick, I'm not trying to cut anybody off. I'm fixing to have to go. My wife's texting me saying she got some stuff going on. But I see on the comments, I think everybody took something I said. I said something about garage coaters. Let's not get this twisted. I was a garage coater at one time too. I spent 7 years in my garage before I actually moved into a shop and bought bigger equipment. I'm not hating on garage coaters. What I don't like about garage coaters is the name that some of them give. All garage coaters are not the same. And we all started somewhere. Some garage coaters, like me and Rich were speaking, all of us were speaking of yesterday in the group chat, and then some of the ones that I deal with, they come and undercut prices, and they do a terrible job, and they give powder coating in general a bad name.
Yeah.
If you're building a legitimate business from your garage, that's part of it. That's what I did. I think everybody in here at one point in time has done something similar. I'm not knocking garage cutters at all. They are the bloodline that starts this business because there is no schooling or any formal training on how to do this. So you got to learn somewhere.
Yes, there is.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry to have to jump off of here, guys, but my
No
wife's
worries.
next to me. The kids are going crazy in the other room. So I will see y'all later.
Thank you for joining us.
Later, Jay.
All right. Bye.
Later.
All right. Well, let's do another round of giveaways.
I gotta go.
We got 20 people still following us, so it's still going pretty good. Here we go. Giveaways galore. If one of you in the private chat, Rich or Roro, can you just type in who wins this next one? This is going to be Scott Coates, $100 gift card to his vacuum tools, which is pretty much, how much are they? I think they're pretty much everything now. So if you haven't added your name into the hat, you just want to type in #powder, #POWDER. Just go ahead and put it in there. It won't give you an extra name in the hat, but just to be sure that you did get in there this next time, in case you weren't. Let's see. Let's go back to the tool giveaway. Share. Gotta change my format here. There we go. So #powder, everybody. #powder for the Scott Coates giveaway, the tool, the vacuum tool stuff. I guess you can just buy whatever you want. It's like a gift credit or whatever. Okay, everybody's in there. I'm going to press the tool. So 17 people. We're going to draw again. Here we go. LS powder coating. Congratulations.
Is this the company that did those crazy camo wheels?
Oh, I don't know.
Those like giant truck wheels and like a multicolored camo and orange. Is this the guy? Or girl?
I don't know.
LS. Was it LS? Can't remember.
LS. Were they on Instagram then, I suppose? LS. Thanks, Scott, for
those were crazy wheels. Crazy.
I haven't seen them.
What was it again? LS Powder?
LS Powder Coating Corp. Yeah, LS. They do nice stuff. Congratulations. Palm Beach. They're in Palm Beach, Florida. Congratulations.
Oh,
and
LP.
They do ceramic. Yeah, they do.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was LP.
No, it's LS Powder Coating. I follow them. They follow me, I think. And they follow Coatings by Coates. So
hey, everybody does.
Everybody. All right. So, and let's see who's next. Oh, let's do a Tiger Dry Lac mini pack, 5-pound, any color you want, pretty much. So we've got 3 of those to give away. So let's give out the rest of those. And we've got, let's draw again. Oh, my computer.
They have some unreal colors. I have all their color books in my desk. I went through them, like I said, the other week.
Even their candies are good.
Yeah. If anybody has problems with candy teal, use
Hey, Billy Ross, RossKote. You get
their
some
candy
Tiger.
teal is so forgiving. It's the best.
Yeah. We've done their orange too. Their orange is really nice. Okay, Billy Ross, you won a 5-pound mini pack.
True grit. I'll write that in the chat. He won some. I feel like he won something last time too.
I think so, but I can't remember what it was. Caliper coating, rehab, nice. Congrats, Rob. You won 5-pound mini pack from Tiger Dry Lac. And we've got one more.
Oh, it was LP. LP was the one who did those camo wheels. My bad.
Oh, LP. Okay. Yeah. One more to win. There's 3 5-pound mini packs, which I mean is probably, I want to say, oh, Taylor, you won. Congrats, Taylor.
So who's this? Sorry, Taylor Kasha.
Taylor Kasha. Yeah, she's the one that does the bumper powder coating. And which one did you say? LT?
LP.
LP.
Yeah.
LP Coatings. Okay. I don't follow them.
Extreme Clarity Coating said, I use a ton of Tiger stuff. Honestly, but some of the best powder I've used.
Oh,
Agreed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is insane. How did they do that? Wow. Is that just all with tape masking?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is just nuts. How do people think about this stuff?
I couldn't imagine curbing one of those wheels. I'd
No.
be so pissed. I'd refuse to redo it. Yeah. That one broke the internet for a while for sure.
Oh my goodness, yes. And look, he used like a vein on the outside of that.
Yeah.
That's just insane. I
Yeah, it was.
People are really stepping up.
Yeah.
No doubt. I've seen a lot of really cool stuff lately. I
don't know what you would charge for that. You couldn't charge your hourly rate. You couldn't. That they would cost $10,000. Like,
right.
That's almost just for the flex and for the marketing, basically. Like, you would take a huge loss on doing those wheels. I hope they didn't. I hope they got paid.
Well, it'd be interesting to ask them how much they charged.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, even if they just used it for marketing, it's set in stone there. They could just pin that post to the top.
It's absolutely what's it called? Like a D-swinging contest. I can do this. And
right.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't attempt that. That's insane.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy. It'd be interesting to know what would you charge for those rims? $1,000 each, more than that.
Oh, you'd have to. Like,
they're huge rims to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't know, we're talking about LP_coatings on Instagram, and they've got this camouflage multi-tone. It's taking two-tone to the next level, I suppose. Should come up with a new name for two-tone after this. That just broke the internet.
Dry Art, who did those cool spoons, says, I want to collaborate with LP. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Reach out to him. I'd love to see that. Yeah.
True Grit says definitely a flex. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Lots of comments here. I'm not catching up. If you guys can. Oh, thank you. Okay. So let's get back to our questions. So welcome back to the show, guys. I'm doing a reset. How's everybody feeling right now? We've got 21 listeners, followers.
Is this cross-platform too? Is it like on YouTube and Facebook?
I think Justin is sharing on his Facebook, and I'm sharing on LinkedIn, because I try to want to get more attraction there for the show. But yeah, after that, it's that's all it is. I do want to kind of create a group, and that's why I'm asking everybody to sign up or use their email so we can kind of I guess the reason my hidden agenda with these lives is to kind of create a bigger group, broader group, so that we can really get people's opinions about what they feel is missing or lacking in the business, or what they're celebrating in the business, right?
I feel like we need to add some more people in, like to get like people to be live with us.
Yes.
They voice their opinions too, because like we invited Zach in on one, and like Palmer's been on one. Like obviously they couldn't make it; they would be here, but we need a few other people. I feel like we need a rotation of some other people, right?
That was my hope, right? And actually Mario did, and I did. I did invite Chris from Retro, because he actually came on the live the other day.
Oh, cool!
And he said he would be interested in coming on. So we just need to
send him the link.
Oh, yeah,
to jump on right now.
Well, I did, and he's on a boat, I think. So
must be nice.
Yeah, he had some.
I'm in a freezing cold shop right now. No heat.
So yeah, that was I got a bit
Where
of a
we
delay
at,
there.
Kim? Where are we at as far as the agenda with our questions and whatnot? Let's.
Well,
I
we're
know
on
gonna be
topic
running.
2, but we're already at the 20. We only have like, it's a 2-hour show. So, and we still want to end with the last 2 giveaways, which is the, so we want people to kind of stick around because we have Prismatic $250 gift card, and Benco has donated another 30
I'm typing
gallons.
I'm typing in the chat. What's that hashtag powder?
Yeah.
And we've already had a bunch of winners, so that group is getting down smaller and smaller of who's available to.
Right on.
Let me fix my banners here. We can go into more questions and answers, or we could do this topic here, which is what makes a good business great. We have kind of already dived into some of those prior to Justin leaving, is some of those things. So I think this is a good topic because we can always do Q&As after. What jobs are an absolute no-go, or rather, what jobs do you turn down and why?
Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome.
That's it. Move on. Nothing. Corroded chrome. It's a nightmare to get it off. You have to get it deplated by a chrome shop, and not only the chrome deplated, the nickel and the copper are more important to get off than the chrome, because and then the aluminum is going to be pitted like crazy afterwards, outgassing problems like crazy, tons of sanding, reprimer. It's not worth it. Tell the customer to buy new wheels.
Yeah,
like if you can really sell him on, if you can educate the customer well enough why it's a bad idea, the entire process, and make it sound as long and grueling and expensive as possible, and say, here's your cheapest option, buy another set of wheels. They'll go, yeah, absolutely. I'll just use these as rollers. I'll throw them away. I'll get scrap value for them. Educate them on the process as much as possible. So yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Which is funny because this set of wheels right here, they were powder coated white. The guy was like, I just want the lips repolished. I want the inner barrels to be done black. I want the faces white again. It was done by another shop. The white was kind of orange peely and light in corners and stuff like that. And I chemical stripped, I think I chemical stripped 2 of them. And I was like, oh no, they're chrome. And I had to go send them out to a chrome shop. And here in Canada, it is insanely expensive to deplate chrome. And it's a really time-consuming process because there's only a couple shops around that can do it, and they get swamped. So I got these at the beginning of December, and I just picked them up from being assembled today. So they've been out for like January, February, like 5 months.
Oh my gosh!
Or 4 months, 5 months. Insane.
Are the chrome shops also the D-chrome shops, or are they 2 different services?
No, the same shop will do them. Which is weird because none of these shops will actually chrome wheels. They'll deplate them, no problem, but they won't re-chrome wheels. They'll re-chrome bumpers, they'll re-chrome trim, center caps, whatever. Just not wheels. They'll never chrome wheels. I don't get it. I don't know.
That's
why.
Weird. Yeah. Rich, anything else you want to add to why you want to? What jobs are an absolute no-go for you, or why do you turn them down?
Well, what happens so many times is that just because it can be powder coated doesn't necessarily mean it should be because of the value. Just like what Rose said. Wheels that came off the bottom of Lake Michigan for 20 years, and you want me to come in and make them look like it's impossible. And you're cheaper just to go down to the the local tire store or whatnot, buy a new set of wheels and call it good. So really is. There's times when I look at people and say, by the time we do this right, if you want it to look halfway even close, you can buy the part brand new, and that hurts us in this industry, and it helps because you get somebody calls you with hey, how much do my bumper? And you say, well, we got to take the old powder off. We're going to strip it. We're going to blast it. We're going to prime it. We're going to put, I don't care, satin black, whatever. And you say, I got to see it here, but $450 to $550. I don't know what bumper you got. I got to see it, whatnot. And the guy comes right back and says, I can buy this bumper right now on Amazon for $350 brand new. And he can.
Go, bro. Go, bro.
Okay, then. Then. And then in 6 months, you need me to
in 6 months, he's right back.
Right.
And that's the thing, So part of this whole thing, again, Kim, is with the podcast and whatnot, and this group is to, let people know out there that cheap and fast aren't good, okay, and other shops. And second of all, what a good process should look like, and what it is that I'm selling. Why is my bumper restoration $550 versus the Amazon $350? Let me explain it to you.
Yeah.
We in this industry are lacking in the education of the public of what is powder coating, how does it work, what's mechanical adhesion, what's a phosphate rinse in a hot block shoot, or a no primer, a down and dirty, line coat, whatnot. We need to educate our customers. So I always take them through the process and say, why I charge this for a set of wheels? Because I got to do this and this and this and this. And so, it kind of runs away a little bit from the topic, but the point is that we got to do a better job educating, and there's a shop that says, I'll do any wheel for, $200 a set. Well, I can promise you, that is not going to be a good job. That is not going to be a good job.
I mean, that's how I ran my Instagram for the longest time, was those "whose man was this" stories. I would just try educate like the general public or any potential customers. This is the work I get into my shop. Here's all the problem areas. This is why those are problem areas. This is why this is a problem. They did this to cause this. This is how I fix it. This is my process. This is the end result. So I've been very, very, very transparent about my whole process from day one for that exact reason. People need to understand, like I said earlier, is when people don't coat, where the tire goes. If you go, well, that guy charges 400 and you charge 400, they're a bit closer, I'll go to that. Well, guess what? For $400, I coat that area. Does that matter enough to you? It should. If they're going to skip out on that, they might be skipping out on other things too.
Well, I think the only thing I'd like to add is that, number one, this is why we're doing the live powder coating custom coder forums, okay? Because we first have to start with those that are in the industry that may or may not know what we're talking about here. And we're sharing how we do it, what we say to these people in terms of educating yourself and your client, right? Because when you're starting out in this business, you don't know taking on this chrome job is going to bury you. Okay? You don't know that. And maybe you do now after you've been in it for 5 years, but you didn't know that, because I see the comments, I see the questions on the Facebook groups and wherever these guys are and stuff. So the fact of the matter is it's you have to look at jobs is when you're talking to a customer about whether you want to take the job or not, are you capable of delivering a quality product in the end that will meet their expectations and yours, right? And second of all, you don't want your customer to throw good money after bad, because when they do, they will be either one of two things: unhappy with the results, and so you're screwed either way, or you just dodged a bullet for yourself, right?
And that's a great point. You said dodged a bullet. Ronan and I talked about this, I think, yesterday when I was discussing that shop that's undercutting everybody, and I said, it's bad. It's killing the whole area and whatnot. But again, I don't want that customer, right? I don't want that $200. I don't want that customer. Okay?
Yeah,
because that's going to be nothing but a headache.
Yeah,
nothing but a headache.
I want to add as well as what jobs should you avoid? Avoid jobs that you just don't specialize in. There is no harm in saying no to a job, to turn something down because either you're too busy for it, turn it down because it might take you too long to blast it. It's going to be too long in the oven. For example, a fire hydrant takes 5 hours to get to temperature. That's my entire day. I could do 5 sets of wheels in that time. That's what I specialize in. I'm not going to take a fire hydrant because I see it as money. It's not something I'm able to do.
Right.
Like, if it doesn't fit in my blaster, I'm not going to do it. Simple as that. If I need a forklift to lift it, I'm not going to do it. I don't have a forklift. I'm not going to manually carry this fire hydrant around. Like, I have my specialty, valve covers, wheels, multi-piece wheels, stuff like that. I typically don't even do factory wheels anymore. I had 3 people stop by last week and say, hey, I got some wheels. And I say, are these ones on your truck? He goes, yeah. And I go, I don't touch those. And I have to explain to the customer, I'm not a powder coater. I specifically do this kind of stuff. And he's like, oh, okay, I didn't know there was a difference. And I'm like, well, there really isn't. It's just, that's what I do. You wouldn't ask a guy who makes kitchen cabinets to do your stairs. Like, that's just what they specialize in. And that's what I specialize in. So I turn down work. I've said this a million times to myself. If I just opened another business next door, that could have all the runoff that I refuse. Like, I refuse enough work to build another business off refused work from myself.
That is so key.
I know.
That is so key, right? What you said there.
Like, I'm feeding everybody else in my area the work because I don't do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't be afraid to say no and explain to a customer why you don't do it.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Amen.
If you have to, like, for example, Rich like specializes in all these like old patio furniture and stuff. Like, I don't do that. It could probably fit in my oven, but I can't chemical strip it. I can't blast it. I can't do any weld repairs. So I'm not going to middleman and spend more of my time and energy middlemaning and driving it around to all these other shops to get the work done for me to do the final stage, which is just put the color on it. That's the least important part of the process, is to put color on it. I'm not going to waste my time, the customer's time, and, hey, any update? And I got to call the shop. Any update? I got to, relay the information. Make life easier for yourself. Do the work that you are in control of, start to finish. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This topic could go on and on and on. And I think we'll reintroduce this topic on our next show because I would like to hear from you guys. Are just nailing it though, right here. This is the most valuable information that has been revealed yet on this show. Although every subject matter that we've talked about is, really insightful, and we're kind of getting into the nuances here, which are so very important, because this is the stuff that you have to reflect on in order to, and lose your shorts on or feel bad about or whatever to get ahead. And you guys are getting it fresh right off the press here to help you avoid all of this stuff, and this topic can never be enough said about it. But let's move on. Aside from your skill level in powder coating, what keeps your customers coming back?
Great customer service.
Yeah.
Building that.
So.
I mean, you can have shit work, and if you do shit work, they're going to come back for you to redo it. So. No, honestly, it's got to be the customer service, because even if you do a less than perfect job or not up to your standards, they're going to be more accepting of you and your work if you at least have good customer service and go, oh, I dropped the ball on that one. You guys know, and anyone who is in the chat who is a patron, about those white wheels I just did. They're a little too orange peely. I sent them out the door. Within a few days, the customer said, compared to my other white wheels you did, this is a bit too much on the orange peel side. And I was like, oh shit, I totally missed out. Bring them back, I'll redo them. I redid them, and he brought me a case of beer.
Aw.
So you just build up a good rapport with your customers. Just go above and beyond to fix the problem, because like we said earlier, you don't know who's going to see that work. You don't know if this guy never said anything to me. I just have a bad set of wheels out there that he's not happy with. And he'll say, well, he did those wheels that were great. He's dropped the ball now a couple years later. So maybe I'll just find someone else. But because I have such a good, open, transparent relationship with my customers, they shouldn't feel bad to reach out to me and say, I'm not happy with this. Great. Neither am I. Bring it back and I'll redo it. So Yeah. To keep a consistent customer base. I have people who wait months and months and months for me to book them in. I have people who, whenever they get another set of wheels, it's, my friend's set of wheels, they always will come just recommend me, make the long ass drive everyone's got to make, because almost none of my customers are local. They're all from hours away. They all come to me because they know they're gonna get the honest service that I say I'm gonna do.
Great.
Not only that, like, I'm a car guy. We, shoot the shit about cars out in the driveway.
You're known.
They show up in their, really cool lowered, modified car, and I'm like, this is mine, sat right here, and we'll talk for 20 minutes about our car. Yeah. So it's like, I'm not just a powder coater. I am you as well. I am in this community. I explained it to someone the other day. I'm just a car guy doing car guy shit for car guys. That's it. I don't know. I just don't look at this as like, this is my business. Like, it's me. I'm the only person here doing this. So it's like,
right.
I cannot hide behind a business name. I am the business.
Right.
So I have to be a nice guy and have to be, I don't have employees and can blame something on them and go, my employee was sick that day and he left early, or like,
right.
I'm doing it all. I have to be I have to wear every hat.
Yep.
I agree. Yep. And I can literally get a customer on a phone. I mean, they call, they've got a question. I can make them a customer like that because of the way that I'm answering their question. Yeah. Because I'm thinking of things they haven't even thought about. I'm running circles around them.
Right.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm educating them. Who else is going to do that? None of these other coders know enough as well as much as we do. And even if they do, they won't take the time, which is the customer service level, to answer their question. They're either too busy or don't care. Yeah. So that's the clutch right there. I think when you get to be the level that we are at in our game, our business, or whatever, they know just by answering the question they have, and you've run circles around them. They know hands down you are the person to go to. It doesn't matter at what point or what price we charge.
Right.
They're doing it. Right.
Right.
So sorry, it's just the three of us now. So managing these comments is getting out of hand. And I think somebody, Rob at Caliper Coating Rehab, did I get your email? I may have. Could you resend it? Sorry about that if I didn't respond to you. So please resend it at info@MauiPowderworks.com, and I'll get to answering it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just jumping in the comments. What Extreme Clarity Coating says: treat people right, give them the time of the day, treat their projects, no matter the size, of equal importance because it's important to them.
Yeah.
Like, these things are important to me as well because I like this wheel. Like, I want to see this looking the best it can because I also like this wheel. Maybe one day I'll buy this off the customer because, if he sells it, I might go, well, damn, I wanted those wheels all along. I've done that before. I've coated a set of wheels, they've been for sale, and then I buy them off the customer because I'm like, I want that wheel and I want it in that color. So I'll just buy it. Like, yeah. Like, these parts, and again, like, I'm not trying to just take over, but I'm like, because I'm a car guy too, I know the importance of these things. I know the importance of the valve cover, of these wheels. I want my stuff to look like this. So I know my customers want their stuff to look like that too.
And that's why you charge top dollar.
I've heard of prices from around, and I'm not the most expensive.
Well, but what this whole thing is about, as far as custom coating is concerned.
Well, I mean, that's no garage coder pricing. That's
right. Yeah, it's not garage coder pricing, and which is kind of going back to what Rich's point is. It's a race to the bottom at $2.
Yeah, $200 a set.
$200 a set is a race to the bottom. There is no way that guy is blasting. There's no way.
Right.
Probably not even stripping the old finish off.
He probably isn't. Yeah. And you know what? We know when that guy is putting it out there that he's doing that, it's bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm calling bullshit on it right now because I'm tired of this. I don't care for people that are doing that. And if you're not, and you're listening to this show, don't do it. Do it the right way, because that's why we're spending our 2 hours here on a Saturday to tell you, don't do it.
Yeah.
Do it right. Do it right for not just yourself. Do it right for this industry and for us, because we're out here on a Saturday talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing for the guy, and like Justin said, we all started out in a garage or a small business or a small little whatever, and it was fun. And you saying, "What is this?" But the people that are running a professional business, I mean, I'm paying my insurance. I've got all the expenses. We got power. We got everybody knows that owns a shop what you've got, and then to have a shop within your area that is doing stuff at below 50% of the average custom. I mean, you are driving a nail in all of our coffins. I mean, it's just and the whole industry. You're not doing anybody a service.
And we're already struggling, right?
It's just it's insanely frustrating that a customer would say, look at the $200 price, look at the $500 price, and go, "Why are you so expensive?" Not "Why are you so cheap?" Like, why is it's never the "why are you so cheap" question. It's "why are you so expensive?"
Yeah.
Oh, so true. Okay. I think we're kind of getting, I'm going to drop off on this last question here, because we can add that to the next show. But let's talk about this. We're going to do the sound off. I'm going to create a banner here. Sound off, because we're already starting to sound off on that question. So let's do that. Sound off. And then if there's time, we'll try to get to some more questions before we head out.
Or if anyone has questions, ask it in the comments.
Yeah, ask it. Yeah, start asking your questions. And I'll try to get some more of the live coder questions. Let me actually go over there right now. And if we can't get to the questions that you put in the live coder forum when you signed up, we will add them to the next one. Okay. Okay. I'm not seeing anything too relevant, but we will definitely add these questions that you have back into next time's show, because I think some of this other stuff here is pivotal. So, there are the "I can do it cheaper" guys, and there's a lot of charlatans out there that are not just charlatans to customers, but they're also charlatans within our business, and we know who they are. We're not going to say who they are, but if you're out there and you're in the groups and stuff, you're kind of seeing, and sometimes if you're on YouTube too, but there have been a lot of people in the last few years that have taken people for money by selling equipment and then not delivering it. There are people that are selling. There are people that are selling services, business services, consulting services, Patreon. I don't know, that don't really have a business, a legitimate business,
right?
Like Ro and Rich and Ross. And I get, it's hard because I have to, because I don't want to get into any kind of a slander situation. But
I'm just kidding.
If you pay any attention to this business, I think you know who some of them are. And that's why we're doing this live, and we're taking the time out of our schedules as business owners to deliver the information that this industry needs so desperately. And the other stuff, if they're not on this show and they're promoting lives and all this stuff, I don't know what the comment, I'm not paying attention. What is it?
The names shall remain unknown.
Right. Yeah. Good one, Scott.
It kills me. That kills me.
Yeah, I should probably share my 420 picture of Ross, but basically,
Drop the mic. LP Coding says, is there a rewatch of this by any chance?
Yes. Oh, good question. Yes, we will. I'll put it out immediately. It won't be edited. I edited the last one, but it won't be edited, so you'll have to manage through or push through the giveaway section and stuff. But
the one guy says, I use Ronan's disclaimer for Chrome all the time when people ask to code Chrome. People are always happy that I'm honest and not just trying to code something to get another job. On my Patreon, I have a whole write-up, a massive paragraph about Chrome that you can copy and paste to customers. It's a really long write-up of like explaining how you can go about Chrome, all the steps you can take, whatever, but that's on Patreon for the subscribers.
Yeah.
That's worth it in itself right there for a month.
It is. It is. And there are not very many people that have written about Chrome. I tagged you, obviously we had a little Chrome story about a year back. Somebody had emailed me on the Powder Coating Near Me website, and it was the same, like they couldn't believe how bad the job was and stuff. And they'd actually contacted you already, and then they contacted me. And then I wrote a blog post about it. So there aren't very many blog posts up yet on powdercoatingnearme.com, but I do want to pump that website because, and I'll put that in the comments here or in a banner, because I do want everyone to go over there and get signed up. It's a free web page for your business. You guys have stuck with us for 2 hours now. I'm trying to give you something back. Do something for your business. You'll need your logo and 3 photos of your best work, and then I will approve you right away. So just become a member. It's free. It'll always be free for coders. This is going to be hopefully what I'm hoping for is a hub for customers and coders to kind of come together and network together. And I'm sorry that Justin left, because he actually told me that he got a lead on that website. So it's powdercoatingnearme.com. And I'll pop it up here.
If anybody has a question, put it in the chat.
We're just going to kind of, I think we kind of talked about the charlatans out there. They're convoluting the art of powder coating, and it turns the community into a race to the bottom. That was my point. I don't know if there's any way to combat this without calling them out. To me, I think in the end, they undo themselves. Certainly. That's the case with one guy.
How many
who has been on this show.
How many giveaways do we have left?
Just 2.
Prismatic? Just Prismatic?
Yeah, just Prismatic and Benko, the 2 grand prize. So thank you, everyone. We've got 21 followers online right now, which is just amazing, because we've been at this for 2 hours and you guys have stuck with us the whole time. Also, you may realize that the greater industry doesn't really care about what we do or how we do it. What are they missing out on by not working with us more? And what do they not get about us? What do they not get? We're too small for them?
That we're also a major force in this industry. Like, just because we make 1 pound orders or 2 pound orders of different stuff all the time doesn't mean we're not spending tens of thousands of dollars on powder a year.
Right.
I understand big industrial companies probably spend millions or hundreds of thousands, but I mean, let's say, there's 21 people in the chat, there's 3 of us, so I'm bad at math, I'm just gonna say 25 people. There's 25 people here and we spend 10 grand a year on powder. Like, do the math.
We spend more. We spend 25.
Exactly. Like, we're gonna collectively spend just as much as these people. So I don't know, just because we're like, in little shops and we're scattered all over the world, like, we're also buying a ton of supplies.
Yeah.
A ton of equipment, like, take us just as serious as, big corporate wigs, basically.
Right.
I think so. I mean, I don't think you can say it any different. it's I don't want to say it's disrespectful. It's just more ignorant than anything else, right? Because and you and I were kind of going back and forth about this topic, and the thing is that this one particular company that will remain anonymous. I'm not going to say who it is, but I was having a conversation with them casually. And I talked to many people in the industry. So please don't try to guess who it is because you don't know who it is. Okay. You're not going to know. But basically, the way they calculate it, they're making about $500,000 a year on custom coders. Now, for a multi-million-dollar company like this company is,
it's pennies.
you know, they can send out one rep and get $500,000 in one customer, or five customers spending 100,000. So you have to kind of put it in, you have to kind of look at it from their perspective as to how much effort they want to give us. Now, this is just one company and what they were telling me, but there are other, large companies out there that, and then there's, other companies that specialize in custom coders. So their whole business is us, but you start adding it all up and that's a lot of money.
I feel like the custom coding world really blew up in the last 5 years, and there are thousands of shops and thousands of DIY people now.
Oh, they don't even know how many.
It's massive. And I feel like they're just a little out of touch with the reality of the situation is, the amount of people on YouTube that, just random car people who say, hey, I'm just going to powder coat my own valve cover. And they go and buy a Harbor Freight gun and buy some powder. And, they go buy 1 pound. And then all of a sudden they get 20,000 people watching it. And then they go, oh, I'm going to coat my own stuff too because my favorite YouTuber did. It's, and then that's how that's how it gets started. And then all of a sudden people have a little garage business. They end up getting a shop and, it snowballs like crazy. And it's done that over the past 5 years immensely. And I feel like, why would they be watching this kind of space? They're not. They're not looking at these little numbers and watching the little number grow. It's going to grow to the numbers that you're seeing from all the big companies. And then you're going to go, we missed the mark. Like, we should have jumped on this while the snowball was rolling down the hill, instead of trying to catch it at the end.
Yeah. And I think, Scott, I don't know if I can put this whole comment up here, but they are only making 500,000, but how much exposure is the custom coding world giving them as opposed to the one huge? Yes.
Damn, that is probably the best thing ever, because this industry, it's all the custom coders that market these colors, that market the powder. I don't see any industrial company going, I use RAL 10, 24. I use, it's the custom coder world that is pushing all these colors and companies. Damn, that's probably the best comment.
This is the best comment I've ever heard. And you really kind of summarize. Yes.
Someone screenshot that.
Screenshot that for me, Scott.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of these, I kind of told you guys because you were coming on the show, but we had a lot of industry people sign up for this podcast. So they are listening. And we now have a platform to talk about what we want to talk about. And hopefully they'll start listening. We went, I want everybody that's listening on this show right now, look at your profit and loss statement. Okay. I have consistently done anywhere from, in my cost of goods under powder, I have a separate category. I want everybody to go and look at that and tell me, or calculate in your head, you should be, I think the average, and I've talked to several companies that make $1, $2 million a year annually to small job shops. It's all the same. About 7 to 10% of your cost of goods is powder. So if you're, to keep things simple, if you're doing $150,000 a year times 10%, you're spending $15,000 of that money on powder.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just a ratio in your P&L statement. So when we had this discussion in our group the other day, and I think maybe what we should do is maybe have a bigger discussion available to talk about these things. But, uh, you know, if every company that did $150,000 a year or more, it just goes up and up and up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, that's a lot of money, that
Right.
adds up. So if we can get together, if we're all spending 10 to 25, $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year on powder, then we should have a voice. But we have to kind of come together as a group to have
Mm-hmm.
one, unfortunately, because we're too small just being single. And that's why I have this platform, is so we can talk about these things and get it in their heads. What are they missing out on? What can they do better? So just take that little nugget and take it home and look at your financials and see what they say. So okay. Just one more. Let's see. Do we have any questions here in the comments? Now's the time to kind of put your comments in there.
My phone. I just got the 10% phone battery life left. So
okay,
we got to do the
perfect
giveaways
timing.
and then I gotta dip.
Yeah, let's do one more question and then we'll do giveaways. This one's hard. This is a hard one. Just starting out, what should one focus on first with only a $3,000 budget?
Making more money.
Well, I think he's referencing
invest that until you get more money.
Equipment. Yeah. I mean, you could pretty much spend the next 10 years reinvesting in yourself.
Yeah.
And taking your profits and just because you're going to need it if you're good at it.
It depends. Are you trying to just buy a $200 home oven? Are you trying to buy a $100 Eastwood dual voltage? Are you trying to buy just some tape and whatever? Because you're never going to be able to chemicals. You're just going to limit yourself on what you're able to do. You're
muted, Rich. Okay, he's got a customer.
Yeah, like you're never going to be able to take in a set of wheels, and then you're never going to be able to chemical strip and blast them properly. You're just only going to hold yourself back if you just like really start at that lower level of like, the $100 gun, $100 little oven. Yeah, it's
going to be a long haul.
Yeah, if you're trying to get somewhat serious, you need like at least $1,000 gun, something that you're going to be able to do multiple coats with and do these candies and illusions. You need a sandblaster, whether you buy one used or not. You're going to buy two pieces of equipment. You're going to already spend $3,000. And
it needs to be good quality equipment too.
Yeah,
because it'll just fall apart.
And you're not going to be at a blast if you don't have a good compressor.
Go buy a compressor.
Right.
$3,000. Yeah.
Or the electrical, because we've already had our problems with electric.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one, because Aaron, you are just one of my favorite coders, and I gotta. As our favorite powder coaters, who's your favorite powder coater? I have so many. I couldn't answer that one.
I got way too many. Like for example, like Dry Art himself, I've never seen what he does.
I think is that a secret question that you just want us all to say? I like Aaron and Dry Powder.
Like great. I mean polymer.
Of course we do. Yeah.
Any of my favorite coders are people who can do things that I don't do.
Good. Well said.
Because then I just respect the hell out they have just mastered something that I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, I could never.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree.
For some reason, I'll always give a mad shout out to Blast Coatings.
In Florida, were one of the first ones I followed.
Like his work is just so damn clean.
It's every time. It's always consistent.
Yeah, it's just so good.
Yeah.
But I got hundreds. I follow people because I like their work. Like there's just a standard now that everyone has stepped up to that we're really no better than anybody else at this point. Everyone else just has solid work. They all understand the prep. Everyone can two-tone thanks to Coates kits. Like everybody can pretty much do what everyone else does and at the same quality. So everyone's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, it just, I admire people and I want to support the community as well. So, you know, everybody here that comes on the show as a guest has something unique. And there are, trust me, there are some, I think what I also want to do is talk about some of the up and comers, right? Because like, I think Armor, Big Dipper is on and I think they're doing a really good job there.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
There's so many of them. Is it Aaron from 717? That guy started in a 5A rent a space, but he was smart. He started with just the exhaust tips.
Right. Yeah.
And that was all he did. And now he's expanded. He's, I just feel like I'm a mom, like I see these kids growing up and becoming these incredible coders, anyways, I'm getting too emotional now. I spent $700 on my first setup. It was an Eastwood DV and small custom built oven and HF blast cabinet. Good job. I put 20,000. I guess I'll put that up. And then this one here, I put 20,000 plus the setup of a small business. Yep. Which is a small out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you're into it. That, we had an existing business, painting furniture and stuff like that. So we already had that income coming in. If anybody wants to buy Maui Powder Works, we are for sale because we are, I haven't really said much about this, but it's a great little business, but we can't do both. We're really starting to make moves in the patina powder coating, and it's time for us to kind of focus more on that business. And now we have this beautiful walk-in turnkey job shop that works perfectly. Anybody want to move to Maui? Let's talk. Because we, yeah, maybe if I cash a check first, then I give you the keys, Aaron. But,
crypto,
possibly, yeah, maybe. But anyways, it's hard because we've built this business up and it's our heart and soul, but we realize Ross is at this physical limit because of the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not just that we want to move away or run away from Maui or anything. It's just that we've got this other business that really wants to get launched now. It's starting to kind of come alive. And yet we have this beautiful business that we've set up. Everything's done. Branding is done. Instagram is there. I mean, it's really a step in kind of thing. So we are looking at selling. And if you are on here and you're listening, please reach out. Let's start a conversation. Anything else to add before we go to the giveaway?
My phone's on 5%, so I'm probably going to go before it just turns off. If the giveaways are left,
let's do the giveaway. Let's do it. Okay, let me turn off this comment. Where's that comment? Okay.
Whoever won my giveaway, just shoot me a message on Instagram, roro.designs __, and we'll set you up with the course. But yeah, before the giveaway, I got to go on my phone. Like, it was on 5% a few minutes ago, so it's probably going to turn off soon. So everyone who was in here, I appreciate you. I love you.
Thank you.
And then the next time we do this, everybody who is in here, repost the living shit out of this and let's get it bigger.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah.
Because these guys are dedicating free time. Thank you, Roro, for your free time.
Thanks, Kim.
Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon. I still owe you $50. I haven't forgotten. I'm
worried about it, man. I'm worried about it.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Later.
All right. So let's get this show on the road. We're going to do Prismatic Powders, $250 gift card with swag, according to them. So I'm not sure what the swag is, but any swag from them is good swag. So let's do it. There are 14 people left to win, so let's hit it.
Hey, I need Prismatic to send me one of those banners. You know that, because I got accused of not having enough powders to show my customer the other day when I said I had all the Columbia coating swatches and Q panels here, then I was accused of not having enough samples because I didn't mention look at Prismatic also.
Oh, Andy, RT 24/7 coating. Congratulations. You won the 250. Good for
Sweet.
you. That was a sweet win.
That's
okay.
nice.
Now here's the grand prize. This is for 30 gallons. It comes in a tank. So you know, I want to preface this that for everybody in the chat, and I'm wondering if I should just do a new one because, well, that's okay. I'm just going to leave it. But what I want to say is Benco has told me that because it's chemical stripper and it is valuable to your business, so I'm not saying it's not, but you have to have certain things in place. You have to have the tank that it goes into because it's the chemical stripper. So you need to have what are those yellow tanks called? I always forget the name.
An overpack drum. Yeah, overpack drum or something to put it in.
Right. So, yeah. So basically, you need to have that, and you can get that through them. So that doesn't mean you can't. You can order that through them, or we got ours on Granger. But just wanted to kind of preface that before we get started with the Benco giveaway, because and let me get this powder coating near me banner off here. So it's a $650 value. This is not a cheap item at all. And Benco has been committed to the podcast from the very beginning, and I can't say enough about them. When they got off the live last time, they called me up right away and they said, we want to do more. Anytime you do a live, we're doing this. So this is a long-term commitment from them to give away the 30 gallons every time. So please continue to enjoy the show and join in on the show anytime you can, because this will always be available. So
that's
with
awesome. Shout out to Benco. I use their products and I just absolutely, great stuff. It
is. And it's not to say that we don't like the other stuff. There's lots of other good stuff out there. It's just that these guys this is what we use personally. We actually switched over. We still have our overpack drum, but we don't order as much from on the B17 because we've upgraded to the B17E. It's been a game changer for us, so much. So anyways, okay, so let's go. 13 entries left. Who's going to win? John, LV strip.
Oh, perfect.
Nice. Do they do stripping? We should probably. I hope he's not a strip. LV strip. Are you a strip? Who knows LV strip? I think I follow them on Instagram. Oh yeah, they're a powder coating company. Well, congratulations, LV Strip. You won. And they're based, I don't know, looks like is it Las Vegas then? They have 2,300 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
They do nice work. Very nice. Lovely. Ask me about powder coating. Awesome. Well, thanks, John. I hope I'll reach out to you and tie you in with Benco to see and check in with you to see how you're doing there and getting that all set up. I know Taylor won last time, and they're still waiting to make room for their shop. They're going to get to it. So I can't wait to see them all set up with the stripper, because she could certainly use that on some things. So over there at her job. So anyways, I think that about wraps it up. I mean, 2.5 hours, that's where we were last time. So just want to say thank you again Let me stop sharing and add this, do all this switchy-roo stuff here. I'm still kind of getting used to using all these fancy buttons and stuff, but I just want to say thank you so much for spending Saturday with me, Rich.
Right on. I was sorry a little late to the party. Had the problem. Where's everybody at?
Ross is still late to the party. He never showed up.
Well, in my defense, I had 2 customers come at the same time. I had to get a set of wheels out and get their parts coming in. And I'm like, I got to get on. It was 11:58. I said, I'm good.
And then you were on the wrong link.
And then we're on the wrong page. So.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show you that, even though there was just the 2 of you at the end, all of the people that come on this show have such important information to deliver. It doesn't matter who comes on the show. These are people that I have known you guys for a long, long time. And we just trying to be authentic in the marketplace, because when we do, I know good things will come. And I'm just here to offer this platform for everyone so that they can, learn, grow, and get to know. Learn, grow, and get to know, right? So,
it's being, I'm probably the oldest in our group, and
you and Ross.
Yeah, Ross and I. I mean, we're the old dogs, right? But so the young guys and whatnot. I mean, they inspire me every single day, and they show me new stuff. And my stuff is different from what they do and whatnot. But the point is that every single person in this community has something to offer. I mean, you like Ronan said, you've got those coders out there that do nothing but high-end wheels, or they do nothing but industrial application stuff, and everybody has something
to add,
that you can learn from, that you can grab a hold of and use. Whether you're a small mom and pop shop or you're a big industrial shop, there's always something out there.
We're all important here, we're all important.
And the networking, I can't say enough about how many guys reach out to me during the week and whatnot. Rich, what about this? How would you say, and man, every time I talk to these guys, I get something out of it too. Hey, what putter are you using? What's your satin you're using now? Or what's your gloss black? And there's so much stuff that goes on in this industry that we don't have a vehicle kind of to put it out publicly, like all the crazy techniques and whatnot that are out there, and people get talking, and then you see it on one of the groups or something, and then it becomes a thing. But this kind of affords a vehicle for some of those new ideas and these up and coming, these young guns, as we say, man, there's so much information out there, and just need a vehicle to share it and let people know what's going on.
I agree. And I think we should continue. Obviously, we can captivate these people for 2.5 hours. They've put up with us. And I just want to say thanks so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are what keeps me going for this podcast, because podcasting is not easy. Going live is certainly not easy. And it's nice because we're starting to kind of get maybe a response from the greater industry people too. So I think that's the only way to address what we want. And we need to be heard. We're important too. And, just, as important as you are to joining this show, it's important what we say on this show to the greater industry too. So anyways, thank you so much. If you've donated, if you've won, thank you. I'm so grateful. And I wish you all a wonderful day. And yes, we will repost the show, because I know a lot of people signed up late. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that gets done right away.
Great job, Kim. Appreciate you hosting.
Rich.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
All right. Talk
Aloha.
to you later. Bye.
Bye.